let's look at the super villains of the Batman Returns 1992 toy line. And to finish up my collection with these characters, we got the Penguin, of course. Yes, this is supposed to be the movie Penguin. We'll talk about that. We have the Penguins, the Penguin Commandos. How I never ended up with this as a kid, I don't know. It's the funniest thing ever, like the Penguin soldiers from the movie as toys. So can't wait to open that one up brand new. And Catwoman as well to open up brand new, so she has all her accessories. We got my childhood Penguin that's a little beat up. He's got lots of wear and tear on him. So I don't have one new in the box to open up, but I do have this little nicer one I got a hold of. So he has all his stuff, and yes, this is basically just the Superpowers Penguin from like an older action figure line. They've just kind of recolored it dark, trying to pass it off as the Batman Returns movie Penguin. That obviously looks a lot different in the real film. But there is kind of the Oswald Cobblepot mayor posters in the movies that kind of look like this comic book-esque version of the Penguin. Ironically, that poster has a little bit more colors like of the Superpowers one instead of this like black and red deal. You can see the original Superpowers one like colored more of this like edge of his shirt. Here they've kind of done it a little bit different and painted the tie and things like that. We got this like umbrella symbol thing they kind of invented for the Batman Returns toy line. Quite the rotund boy. It was always like so funny there, but like, he's just like a simple articulation with the arms, and the legs don't move a whole lot. Funnily enough, the Superpowers one also had a joint in the legs, so this is actually less with a newer, later version of the figure, which is kind of weird that they actually took away some of the articulation. And the head moves as well. So he's got spots on the back because he kind of has his little like coattails of his jacket. It's like a removable piece. So it is kind of an accessory that is missing from some of the figures now. So to complete that, we got that for his look. Probably removable because he did get his own vehicle in the toy line. Nothing out of the movie. I'm not sure why they didn't do the giant rubber duck vehicle straight out of the movie. It would have been really cool. I probably would have wanted it as a kid. Didn't really care for his like red jet thing. And I've enjoyed getting like the vehicles from these old toy lines and stuff along with the figures, but I gotta just think about like space for some of these. Like, it'd be cool to get and look at, but looks pretty sizable. Then we'll just stick with the Penguin figure, whose feature of course is the umbrella weapon. Superpowers one just had kind of an umbrella thing like this, but just like a handheld version. Here, a little more elaborate, we have a launcher. Holy crap. But you do have to be careful because this is actually pretty brittle, the umbrella plastic part. My childhood one cracked and broke all to heck, so I had to get a new one here. It spins on the thing, and it's just kind of the old classic missile shape. It fits into the spring-loaded launcher, which has a peg to put in the back, so he can have like it as a backpack thing. Snap this in, and he can kind of wear it like maybe he's like kind of using it to take off and fly away. A little bit like the Joker from the last movie with a little helicopter deal. But since this one does shoot with a missile kind of thing, it has like a little arm attacher here too. So he can have the launcher on the side arm there, so that he can have his umbrella handheld a little bit. Gonna have to do the side more than the top. But it would have been nice if he could have just been able to hold the umbrella, but I guess then he would have had to come with two. But pretty functional. I mean, that's all he did was spin his umbrella here and use it as some kind of devious weapon. Just the look, I wish it was kind of made more for the movie appearance, but when I was playing with these as a kid, I was just using them as the Joker, the Penguin, Catwoman. Wasn't really thinking of the movie version being any different than something I'd see in a cartoon or something anyway. How I ended up with so many penguins, I don't know. Speaking of penguins here, here's the main event. I've been waiting for this. I want to open this up. Penguin Commandos. On a pretty beat up card, so I was able to get it cheap so I can open up, make sure I get all the accessories to see. With mind control gear and firing missile. Their little helmets in the movie. Some cool animatronics and costume combination work in the movie to do the penguin soldiers. Thought it was kind of interesting on the back here. You see the Penguin and the Penguin Commandos. No Catwoman shown, like she wasn't part of the initial figures. A little strange here, but pretty cool that it's a 2-pack. You didn't just get one lousy little penguin. And that artwork too. And I like the fade, red and kind kind of purple. That's my colors here, as you can see. So I say, since this one's pretty damaged... Oh, sweet, I forgot. There's a price tag. I always like seeing that. About $6 at Walmart. Probably why I didn't end up with it. And just got other toys instead. But this would have been pretty fun. Got the penguins here. And various weapons. 2 missiles. Let's check out the penguins. Here's the black one. They are articulated with a little arm motion, little head all the way around. About the feet. Yep, feet turn. I mean, they're not like legs, they're just the feet. But it looks pretty nice. I like the little penguin there with a little fade in the color, and he's got feathery texture. You ever been around real penguins? My God, do they smell. They stink like crazy. Trust me, they just look good in pictures or video or in Batman movies. We got the kind of grayish one, which looks like it's pretty much the same head and body, but here we have just different wings. So he's got like the outward, which they do turn, but I mean, of course, they're just stuck pointing out. So still, they put the work in that they could have been just little statues of penguins, but they got arms, legs, and head just like every other Batman figure in the line. But they have the wacky weapon accessories. Here's the actual missile firing one. Got the spring in there, you can see. The little penguin mind control helmet. Here's the button for getting a missile in. Let's see how strong this is. Holy crap, that's powerful. So you actually get 2. Like, I usually never saw this. You only get the 1 missile, and if you lost it, then too bad. Oh, it does look like there's a tab here, and there's little holes in it, so you can kind of store the missile on the side instead of just always in the launcher. That's pretty cool. Maybe a missile launcher pack for a mind-controlled penguin soldier isn't the time, but I know this is like just a commercialized product, but somebody had to design this stuff and put the thought and care into it, and it's just kind of cool that one tiny little detail, like we need to put like a little bit in the missile so you can kind of store them on there. You can pull them off and use it. Sometimes it's not just about selling a product, but actually making something very memorable and enjoyable. Not sure if there's a specific penguin you're supposed to use. Look at him with this little helmet covering the eyes with little goggles. Oh man. I think you can mix and match, but I think on the back, the picture, it shows the gray one with the actual missile one. This other backpack piece doesn't fire the missile, just has these kind of pretend guns that are just rotatable on here. I mean, you just kind of pretend that there's the missile launching one, and ooh, look at that red on there. And the stripies, maybe the yellow for this one, but he's just kind of pretending to be shooting the machine gun. Get Batman! These are pretty dang fun. And imagine if you could get like a couple packs. I mean, at least if you got 2, then you can kind of swap the weaponry and make them look a little different. Be a lot of fun there to have a little penguin army for the penguin. I think that's what a lot of these early Batman lines were missing, were kind of like goons and stuff for Batman to beat up. Like you had Bob the Goon in the very early one. You got these penguin soldiers, but otherwise we just have the main villains of the movie, and that's it. So these are going to look super awesome, like a huge splash of color amongst all the kind of the dark Batman figures of the line. Some care was taken with these, because I don't think these are exactly from the movie particularly. These are just kind of the toyified versions of what you would have saw in the movie. That's kind of what I do here, is appreciate commercial art, because again, they had parameters and goals of what they could design for the product, but somebody still had to put in the work and do it. So people working on the movie, I mean, translating into the toy company, kind of translate, like a lot of collaborative art and design in these. So for me, there's a lot to appreciate with a lot of these old toys like this. Yeah, these were worth getting. I can say that. We got Catwoman. Lost some of the accessories with my childhood version of her. We got a brand new one here. Sweet full movie kind of drawing of Catwoman there. Got her own font. A little bit different figures shown on the back so that they include the Catwoman figure. This one has a lot of fun features too, so we can just take a look at the figure here real quick. The face has the skin tone and a lot of detail in the face, since the rest of the body is just kind of black, but there's the little details, like she kind of put her costume together with a lot of like I think she tore up the couch for the plaque, but kind of has a lot of like her clothing pieces, like this like corset piece with the lace you see, and of course the heels and more laces and stuff with the shoes and making the claws. Kind of a cool homemade stitched look for the costume. They didn't do like all out putting like the white detail with the stitching or anything, which would have looked pretty phenomenal, but a nice Catwoman figure, and she's got kind of automatic claw move there because that kind of works with the accessory here, but it does make posing it a little harder as it kind of locks into place a little bit. She is not easy to stand up because of the heels, so this teaches you how difficult it is to walk in heels with the figure. It was like, dang, how do you even stand, let alone walk or do the things Catwoman does in the movie? But let's open up the card back one. Slides right off there. Kind of yellowing a little bit. Oh yeah, this is very yellow here. So we got a fresh Catwoman figure. Nothing too noticeably different there, but we got her accessories, which is the taser claw, which at the end of the movie she did have like a taser thing, so, but it was just like a handheld piece. This is a little more elaborate. We got a grappling hook kind of thing. I think I ended up untying my string thing as a kid, and so that's why I kind of ended up losing them. We got the launcher, a little bit of caddy claw theming there, not a lot. Hook to go on the arm, button. And so it was like grappling hook. They call it a taser, but I mean, it has the string, so when you shoot the missile, it's going to stay close by. And it does have like a claw bit, a little bit of a cat claw look to it. So it could be used for climbing up. There's my strings all like curled up from being in the packaging. But a decent projectile weapon for her, like gear her up. Simple but effective. But the real winner accessory here is the whip. Which is like kind of a soft plastic, almost like a creepy crawler, like, I think mine ended up lost in some way. There's no like detail. I thought the handle might have had a little something, but it's just, I mean, it's kind of dangerous too, like it hurts. Ouch, ouch, oh, ow, ow, why am I still doing this? So with this very plasticky bit, you can get it into the hand there, then her little wind back thing, and she's gonna get some automatic whipping going on. You know what, the brand new one's whipper arm is kind of broke. Let's get one of my old Catwoman ones. The feature works a lot better. Oh yeah, he's whipping away here. Yeah, yeah. Do you feel it? That's really cool. This is not something I would see in any other figures I can think of, like a very soft plastic weapon like that, a whip. Usually I just use like the string like this for anything like that. So very unique, and she's gonna look really cool standing there with her big whip. That was her kind of primary weapon in the movie. But this is like, it's just like a weird plastic. It's kind of susceptible to damage if you're playing around. So that's why I kind of got a brand new Catwoman in the package. So I could have a nice clean one. Usually got a pretty good loadout there. So I've been opening a lot of the Batman figures from the first movie against the Joker, and now we were getting to look at some of the Batman Returns stuff. So that was the super villains of it. Gotta have them because there's nothing for Batman to do without the super villains. So they do have some decent weaponry. I wish they got like more things, like play sets that were designed for them to use the weapons and things, because Catwoman didn't get any vehicle, but the Penguin did. He needed stuff to fight Batman with. So I'll be continuing opening up this line, a couple more cool Batmans I want to show off and some other things. And in general, that's what I like to do here, is open up 90s kind of toys and action figure stuff. Stuff that I had as a kid or things I never got to have that I wanted. Movies and cartoons and stuff of the time. So if you like to take good looks at this stuff, this is where you want to be. Get subscribed right here. And I try to organize everything into really handy playlists, so you want to find those. See if I've covered some of the stuff you're very, very interested in, Batman or otherwise. So hopefully we'll see you in the next video.